Concerns over the future of Canada's auto industry.
If you can't get a deal, let's start hitting them back.
After Stellantis shifts production from Brampton to the U.S. Plus, hope for Amherstburg's largest employer.
It would be a much larger operation than Diageo.
A beverage producer in talks to take over the Diageo plant. And tentative agreement reached. Support staff at Ontario colleges scheduled to return to work.
CTV News with Stefanie Masotti.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us both on CTV Windsor and AM 800. Donald Trump's tariff war has hit home again, this time hitting thousands of workers at Stellantis in Brampton, when the company announced plans to pack up the Jeep Compass and move its production south. As CTV's Mike Couture reports, the timing of the move is not ideal for an already unstable sector.
Industry Minister Melanie Joly wouldn't specify exactly how, but the federal government is considering legal action against Stellantis.
We will make sure that we push the company and we hold them to account.
A letter from Melanie Joly to the company's CEO identifies legally binding commitments the car company made in the past as part of a deal with Canada and Ontario.
We've invested millions of dollars in that facility based on the commitment that they would be investing in a new model. And so that's why, if they don't do so, we'll hold them to account.
Ontario's premier is also digging in.
I'm not going to give them a penny because it was tied in to making sure Windsor and keep Brampton going.
Doug Ford says the head of Stellantis told him yesterday they were going to find a new model for the Brampton plant and move 1,500 workers to the one in Windsor. In a statement, Stellantis said Canada is very important to us, adding, "We have plans for Brampton and we'll share them upon further discussions with the Canadian government." But Doug Ford believes the car company is shifting $13 billion in investment to the U.S. because of trade uncertainty triggered by President Donald Trump.
That guy, President Trump, he's a real piece of work. You know something? What my message to the Prime Minister when I meet him on Thursday is if you can't get a deal, let's start hitting him back.
Canadian vehicles to grow our auto industry.
Prime Minister Mark Carney campaigned on standing up to Trump. However, in recent months, Canada has removed most counter tariffs on U.S. products except steel, aluminum, and autos. In a post on social media, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre claimed the Prime Minister sold out workers and let their jobs move to the U.S. The minister responsible for trade with the U.S., Dominic LeBlanc, returned to Washington on Monday. He's working with Canadian negotiators to continue talks with their American counterparts on trade. Mike Couture, CTV News, Ottawa.
So what does this announcement mean for Windsor Assembly and its 4,000 workers? Do they have reason to be concerned? Joining me with this side of the story, Michelle Molesky tonight. Michelle.
Yes, Stefanie, the short answer to that question is no. The union and an auto analyst both say they're confident Windsor Assembly is in a good place. However, the long-term fears remain. This social media post is how Stellantis announced its historic $13 billion investment in America.
Because success in America is not just good for Stellantis in the United States. It is good for all of Stellantis.
Workers at Windsor Assembly certainly hope so. In a statement to CTV News Wednesday, Stellantis officials confirmed the third shift is still coming to support increased demand of all versions of the Chrysler Pacifica and the new six-pack powered Dodge Charger Scat Pack and RT models.
And that's important, and I give credit to Stellantis for living up to the commitment. We bargained it in 2023. And they found a way to live up to it. That's good news.
Unifor Local 444 President James Stewart expects the third shift could create up to 1,500 jobs sometime in the first quarter of 2026. Thing is, Brampton workers will be offered the jobs first.
We have preferential hire language. So anyone from Brampton has the right today to put in a transfer to Windsor Assembly Plant if there's openings in the Windsor Assembly Plant. And they have a right to come before any new hires.
It's kind of a surprise.
Sam Fiorani of Auto Forecast Solutions is expecting Stellantis will retool Brampton for a crossover vehicle, but it will have to be a popular one to get all 3,000 workers back on the job. In the meantime, he doesn't think Windsor workers need to worry.
Windsor itself seems to be on an even keel at the moment. The product hasn't changed in Windsor. We're expecting the Charger to increase in volume as the gas-powered versions hit the market.
However, the union is warning if the upper levels of government don't fire back, Brampton will be ground zero for the Canadian auto sector.
This will open the door for other auto manufacturers to do the same thing, to up and move with no regard to commitments they make to the Canadian economy and the Canadian industry.
In their statement, Stellantis says they have, quote, plans for Brampton once they have discussions with the government. We'll get into that part of this story, Stefanie, later in Happening Now.
Yeah, those interesting details to come. Michelle Molesky, thank you for this.
You're welcome.
So this takes us to our question of the day. Are you confident the third shift is coming back to Stellantis? Go to our website to cast your vote, ctvnewswindsor.ca. Yesterday, we asked if you service your furnace before turning it on for the colder months. Almost 700 people voted. 63% of them say no, they don't service it. Meantime, optimism for workers at Amherstburg's Diageo plant. Almost 2 months after the company announced plans to close its doors, the town says at least one business has expressed interest in taking over the Diageo plant and all of its employees. Mayor Michael Prue says that company is in the same line of work as Crown Royal.
We have had discussions with one group, and that one group wants to use the Diageo plant and produce alcoholic beverages. It would be a much larger operation than Diageo.
Prue says the goal is for the business to buy the plant from Diageo. If the company is not willing to sell, an alternative location has already been determined. This comes after Ontario Premier Doug Ford said 3 businesses have expressed an interest in the site to him. Diageo plans to close the plant in February, moving some of its operations to Quebec and the rest stateside. The facility is the town's largest employer, employing about 200 people.
It's one of the reasons that they came here, trying to buy this, because you go around the world and open up a new factory and then hire 200 new people, none of whom knows what they're doing. It takes some time. So they really like this idea.
Prue says they hope to have a firm plan in place by the end of the year. In other news, Windsor police have arrested 3 men in connection to a $210,000 bank fraud scheme. Police say in November of 2022, 3 people conspired to deposit fraudulent checks, withdraw funds, and falsify bank drafts. The suspects face several charges, including fraud over $5,000 and laundering proceeds of crime. Police are also looking for a motorcycle rider wanted for careless driving and fleeing police. Windsor officers spotted an electric motorcycle traveling more than 30 kilometers over the posted limit on October 10th in the area of Riverside Drive East and Bellevue. When officers tried to stop the vehicle, the rider sped away, weaving through traffic and driving on sidewalks in a reckless and dangerous manner. Police say at the time of the incident, the driver was wearing all black clothing, a black and white helmet, and a pink backpack. The bike is described as a black dirt bike style electric motorcycle. Ontario Provincial Police West Region laid hundreds of traffic charges over the Thanksgiving long weekend, focusing on the 4 main causes of fatalities in Canada: speeding, failure to wear a seatbelt, distracted driving, and impaired driving all across the region. There were over 2,000 traffic stops and more than 1,800 charges laid. In Essex, OPP laid 171 speeding charges, down slightly from last year. 8 charges for failure to wear a seatbelt, that is down from 14 the year before. 2 charges for distracted driving and 7 for impaired driving. In 2024, OPP laid 18 impaired driving charges on the same weekend. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald joins me now for a first look at the weather from the top of the Bell Building, where, Gary, temperatures are cooling down.
Cooling down for the overnight. Good evening, everyone. Could see temperatures pre-dawn down to about 3 or 4 degrees Celsius on the plus side. For now, it's quiet, increasing clarity overhead. Yes, the clouds have dissipated or moved to our east. It should be a beautiful starry night indeed. Not much to see over the next, say, 24 hours across southern Ontario. And where we live, tomorrow in the afternoon, we'll see a high close to seasonal, 16, 17. It's Friday into Saturday where we could see showers, so I'll break down that story just ahead. For now, I'll send it back inside to you at the desk.
A major development now on a labor dispute impacting colleges across Ontario. A strike impacting campuses across the province, including St. Clair, may be over. The union representing full-time support staff reached a tentative agreement with the College Employer Council around 4 a.m. The picket line outside the college this morning was gone. 10,000 workers at Ontario's 24 public colleges had been on strike since September 11th. The details of the tentative deal were shared with members this afternoon. The union says support staff will return to work tomorrow. The union added the strike helped the public understand that the, quote, college system is being deliberately defunded, and says plans include further cutbacks and outsourcing. A new partnership at Erie Shores Healthcare in Leamington is bridging a divide, connecting patients who don't have a family doctor with a primary care physician before they even leave the hospital. To make it work, Erie Shores is teaming up with the Essex County Nurse Practitioner-led clinic and Windsor Essex Community Health Center. Patients will be screened at admission, and by the time they are discharged, they will have been referred to team-based care with a follow-up appointment booked. The goal, better outcomes, fewer emergency returns, and stronger continuity of care. This local solution supports Ontario's plan to ensure everyone in the province has access to primary care by the year 2029. For patients, it means leaving the hospital with a plan and a provider.
And so this is a really important point where when patients are discharged from the ER or discharged from an inpatient unit or our admission discharge unit, that we're attaching patients to the nurse practitioner-led clinic in Essex and or through WeCHC in real time. And that's allowing us to minimize revisits to the ER or readmissions as well.
When Windsor Essex switches to its new recycling system next year, only one kind of bin will be allowed at the curb. That decision has local manufacturer Herbie Kirby feeling left out, and more than 1,500 residents have signed a petition urging officials to reconsider. Herbie Kirby's been supplying waste bins in our region for 4 decades and wants its locally made carts included in the new Blue Bin program from Circular Materials. The company argues its hydraulic lift bins work just like the new ones and that allowing them would support local jobs and give residents more flexibility. But Circular Materials says only the new blue carts from GFL Environmental can be collected starting January 1st of next year because they're the only ones compatible with the new automated cart collection system. Residents can keep using their current bins until the end of the year, and those needing more room can request a second cart from GFL at no cost following an assessment. Amherstburg Council is continuing to explore its policing options as the deal with Windsor Police is set to end in 2028. Windsor announced earlier this year it won't renew the contract, citing rising costs. Council has now directed staff to prepare 2 key reports, one on the cost of contracting police services from LaSalle and another on potentially re-establishing an Amherstburg police force. Mayor Michael Prue says the 3rd report from the OPP is expected in January. All options remain on the table and public feedback will be requested at a later date. Council expects the report no later than March of 2026, and Prue wants a decision before the next municipal election.
We enter a sort of lame duck period, and you can't do that stuff. And then you have to wait until 2027 to get it done with a new council. And we have to be ready to go. We have to be ready to go for January 1st, 2028. So I'm hoping, and council is hoping, to have this done very early spring.
Do you have an idea for a story, or did you see news happening? We want to hear from you. Send us a text at 10400. Money worries aren't just hurting wallets, they're impacting bodies and minds. Still ahead on Windsor's News Leader, why financial stress is becoming a full-blown health crisis for more Canadians. Later, a game changer for Chatham-Kent. The sound of tennis is bouncing year-round inside a brand new indoor dome. Why this facility is serving up serious excitement. Start your day with the latest local news. By signing up for our newsletter, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. Turning now to the latest developments in the Gaza ceasefire and the return of more bodies of hostages. Israel has now reopened the Rafah border crossing to allow more limited aid into Gaza.
This is a very, very sad day for us. We don't know who they are, but they are a part of us, a part of our people, a brother, a father, someone that we cared about, and we wanted to see him back home.
Overnight, 4 bodies released by Hamas and believed to be deceased hostages arrived at a forensic identification center in Tel Aviv. Israel later announced that one of the bodies does not match any of the known hostages. The return of all hostages, living and dead, was part of the ceasefire deal. While the border crossing is open today, Israel will reportedly only allow half the agreed number of trucks, 300 daily, into Gaza. Israel has delayed opening the crossing, blaming the slow release of hostages' bodies for the decision. Hamas had said that locating the bodies is difficult. In other news, the federal Conservatives have set their sights on youth unemployment. It's at a 15-year high. The Conservatives say they have come up with a plan. CTV's Abigail Beeman took a look at the proposal and breaks down the issues.
Keep your hand up if you've applied to more than 20 jobs already.
The latest jobs numbers don't surprise this group of university students.
I must have applied to like 70 jobs or something like that, and most of them just don't get back to you.
Then you have to really push and be desperate for the job if you really want to get anything. And even then, there's all these AI screenings.
While Canada's unemployment rate sits at 7.1%, Statistics Canada puts youth unemployment at 14.7%, the highest since 2010, excluding COVID years.
We are calling on the government to take our constructive ideas and include them in Budget 2025.
The Conservatives released the rest of their youth jobs plan today. New pieces include a 1-year 100% capital cost tax write-off for employers that build housing for employees, and a change to the federal grant and loan financial assistance program to give more help for in-demand fields.
The government should establish a process for making objective determinations about what areas of study are more or less likely to lead to positive career outcomes.
Tax incentives. This is the solution that both Conservatives and Liberals have provided for basically every economic problem for decades.
This economist would like to see a bigger picture response, focus on creating demand, while these students give the Conservative plan mixed reviews.
I think providing housing would give us more opportunities to get those jobs in smaller cities.
You can see a lot of, particularly the schools, pulling away from focusing on the arts, and I feel like by the Conservatives promoting this kind of plan, it may even further that.
The Jobs Minister's office tells CTV News the Liberal government has created more than 130,000 job opportunities for young people and promises more to say on youth unemployment soon. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
A new report is shedding light on the financial strain many Canadians are facing and the impact that stress is having. CTV's Scott Hurst explains.
Having concerns and worrying about money is something pretty much all of us can relate to, but financial stress is proving to have a real-life impact far beyond our wallet, a growing impact on our overall well-being, not just our mental health, but our physical health as well. And the United Way is seeing the affordability challenges for so many Canadians become much more severe. That's according to a new survey for United Way through Leger. And more than half of Canadian residents who took part in the survey, 55%, are at the very least anxious about their personal finances. It's all adding up to more stress and much more of a burden. About 4 in 10, 41%, report actual physical stress symptoms when talking about money, and that leads to the most severe question: what happens if you ultimately can't make ends meet all of a sudden? And 42% of respondents say they would only be able to cover their basic expenses for less than 1 month if they lost their job, meaning so many of us are so dependent on each and every paycheck. Financial stress does cut across all income levels, but as you might expect, the overall physical and mental impacts, the toll is much more acute and severe for people making less money. Here's more from United Way.
As you get lower down the income spectrum, for some of our lower income neighbors and friends, they're really feeling these impacts significantly.
Data from 211 United Way's national helpline shows that calls for financial assistance have increased more than 50% just from last year and more than 60% from 2 years ago. Ultimately, that emphasizes the significant financial strain Canadians are feeling right now. Scott Hurst, CTV News, Toronto.
Tennis players in Chatham-Kent can now keep their game going no matter what the season. A brand new indoor tennis dome is officially open. And as CTV's Chris Campbell shows us today, it hosted some high school athletes competing in Swassa.
The sound of tennis is echoing inside Chatham's newest sports facility, a massive indoor dome giving players the chance to train and compete year-round.
I am beyond thrilled. This is like more than a dream come true right now.
The dome hosted today's Swassa tournament, bringing together student athletes from across the region.
We have schools from Windsor, Essex, Sarnia, Lambton, and then, of course, Chatham-Kent, all here playing tennis indoors. It's amazing.
It's nice. That means we can play tennis all year round and in the winters. And the courts in here are better than the ones outside. There's no cracks in the ground and it's new.
I didn't really have many expectations of it because I'd never heard of something like this. So I think it's really nice how they have it set up.
And to be able to have a gallery here as well, that people can sit back and they can watch and cheer on all the players. Like, it's amazing. Like, everyone majority of people that are coming in here, they're like, I can't believe we're in Chatham-Kent right now. It is like a total wow moment.
The large white dome is more than 8 years in the making and represents the first phase of Chatham-Kent's newest place to play. Found within the 20-acre Bearline Park project near St. Clair College on the western edge of the city of Chatham, it has 4 tennis courts, pickleball courts, and a lounge, and will eventually include other amenities.
And to be a part of like the first phase for St. Clair Community Park as well, with St. Clair College donating the land, like this wouldn't be possible. So we're extremely thankful for everyone.
Officials say it's part of a growing effort by locals and Tennis Canada to expand indoor recreation options in the community, keeping players of all ages active through every season.
To be able to see everyone here and enjoying and playing, like, it's top tier quality of tennis that we have brought here into Chatham-Kent. Like, Chatham-Kent will be a destination for tennis players to come and play.
A ribbon-cutting event is scheduled for October 25th. In Chatham, Chris Campbell, CTV News.
Canada's main stock index notched another record high, helped by strength in basic metal stocks. In Toronto, the TSX gained 284 points. In New York, the Dow lost 17, but the Nasdaq added 148. The Canadian dollar is up just 1/100 of a cent. On commodity markets, gold gained more than $38 an ounce. Oil fell 43 cents a barrel. The holidays may still be weeks away, but Canadians are already making moves. Coming up, what this year's festive trends look like.
Let's look at our CTV News weather snapshot. Thank you, Brianna, for this beautiful rainbow image. If you Got a great shot? Send it to us via text at 10400. We'll talk cooler temperatures and showers for the weekend, perhaps. Next on CTV News Windsor.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app. To moment, things change. CTVNewsWindsor.ca is Windsor's #1 source for online news. Watch every story from wherever you are, the moment it happens. CTVNewsWindsor.ca.
Another gorgeous day filled with mainly sunshine. Gary joins me again for an extended look. Gary.
Some sunshine through to dusk, a quiet evening for the most part, clear through the overnight, but getting cooler. And temperatures in the lower single digits for some parts of southern and southwestern Ontario. Reached a high close to 17 today, our average high closer to 16. And we'll see temperatures nosedive into early pre-dawn tomorrow morning. Air quality was very good today, rated a 2 out of 10. We want the lower numbers on the AQI, and will still be relatively mild, at least for this time of day. Now the early evening between 16 and 17 degrees Celsius. That's 61 to 63 degrees Fahrenheit, Chatham-Kent towards Windsor, Essex. It was as cold as -3 in Calgary, Alberta this morning at around 11 a.m. Just to give you an idea of how cold it's been so far across our great country this early autumn season. We are going to see lower temperatures, especially between 4 and 8 o'clock over the next few weeks. You really start to see that transition as the fall season really takes hold. The winds picking up tonight. Could see gusts in the 35 to 40 range in Chatham, Kent, and Erie, 25 to 30 in Windsor, Essex, and surrounds. So what are we dealing with? Well, we are on the fringe of an area of high pressure, but low pressure is starting to move in, and with that, we'll see a bit of that rain I've been talking about, especially for Friday in the morning and through the midday. I think tomorrow, for the most part, isn't looking too bad, but despite the clearing that we see here, we will be ending the work week with some cloudiness and some wet weather. Down to 6 degrees under clear conditions by midnight. Take a look at the Intercare 7-day, calling for a sunny Thursday and 16. That's seasonal. 4 degrees the low. There's that cool start to the day. 5 degrees is the low on Friday. Increasing cloudiness, and I think there's a chance of showers in the morning. But right now, the computer models are suggesting on one end high and the other and low probability. We'll know more at 11 o'clock tonight. Saturday, 21 and fair, 16 on a wet Sunday and cloudy. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 16, 17, 14 as temperatures fluctuate, but within the realm of normality for this time of the year. Let's look at your 7-day.
Lifetime, brought to you by Safeguard Medical Alert Systems.
More than 5 years after the pandemic, Canada's healthcare workers on the front lines are still struggling. A new survey from the Canadian Medical Association shows doctors are burnt out and facing depression as the system buckles under increased pressure. 46% of physicians have reported high levels of burnout. Many doctors cited growing frustrations like the amount of administrative tasks, complexity of patient care, and increased expectations of patients and families. Expectant mothers in Windsor, Essex now have better access to gestational diabetes care as the program moves from Windsor Regional Hospital to the Community Health Centre's Diabetes Wellness Clinic. The program offers personalized education and support from nurses and dietitians, helping manage gestational diabetes and reduce health risks for both mother and baby. Referrals can be made by doctors, midwives, and specialists. Canadians are expected to spend a bit more money for the Christmas holiday season and start their shopping early. The 2025 Holiday Retail Outlook by Deloitte Canada is out, and spending is expected to increase about 3% compared to last year. But instead of last-minute shopping, Canadians are planning ahead and beating the frantic rush. Tyson Fedor reports.
Canadians are appearing more optimistic financially ahead of this holiday season.
We don't really go in hoping to spend a lot of money, but yeah, again, it sometimes happens. And if you don't do it ahead of time, then I find you end up spending more closer to the holiday trying to make up for it.
Deloitte Canada's latest holiday trend report says of those surveyed, the average person is willing to spend around $1,500 and Westerners slightly more. The majority of that money will be spent in October and November on gifts and experiences.
So Canadians are looking for more value for the dollar spent so that they can make that dollar go further.
But many are still chasing a deal, with 70% of people expecting higher prices this year, driven by inflation.
Definitely noticed that the prices of a lot of stuff has gone up. Kind of hard. I'm in school right now, so it's kind of hard to work and then to go to school and to manage my classes. So yeah, trying to keep it. Been doing more homemade stuff this year.
Nearly 3/4 of Canadians are looking for a deal locally, but many fall back on what they know best, including Amazon and big box retailers.
I think, buying local, it's good for our economy.
We have 3 kids, 13, 10, and 8, and our 13-year-old still wants to go to the mall with her friends, so
yeah. And we like to come and bring them just to see Santa and see when all of that gets set up and whatnot.
This year, there has been a surge in the use of artificial intelligence. 50% have used AI for searches in the last 3 months, up 33% from last year. 1 in 4 say they will use AI to craft their gift-giving plans.
Canadians are looking to AI models for that promotional and product inspiration, whereas in the past they would be leveraging search or e-commerce.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
Coming up on Windsor's News Leader, Lancers, Saints, and Spits. So we go on the sidelines with Bob Belichico for his take on local sports.
5K a day is back on 93.9
Virgin Radio.
Listen to Hannah and Johnny in the morning for your chance to win $5,000
Every weekday.
5K a day.
Virgin Radio.
Bob joins us now with On the Sidelines. Now, Bob, the Lancers are in a really good position with playoffs just around the corner.
They really are. They beat Ottawa on the road last week, which was really big. Now, I got to show you this play. Here's a play that puts them in a good position heading into the playoffs and into the last weekend of the regular season.
Shades of their game against Laurier as that punt is blocked. No one can find it. Copeland racing for it into his own end zone. Noah Avery doesn't want to pick it up. He's just going to try to kick it out of bounds. Is that recovered in time? It absolutely is.
Oh, my God, just drop on the ball, no? Ottawa players decided to try and play soccer. Well, that didn't go well, did it? Zach Talbot gets rewarded for his determination. That was a total momentum shifter in that game, which propelled the Lancers to victory. They now have 4 wins on the season heading into their final regular season game at Queens this weekend.
We were down by 1 point. At that point, it was 7-6 Ottawa. So it gave us a good boost, get the boys going instead of being down. We got the lead, and we pretty much turned it around after that.
He set the tone for the whole game. It was such an explosive play. It ignited the entire sideline. And for it to come to a player that's been working and grinding, it's well-deserved, and I know everyone was really happy for him.
Wowzer. Now, how's that for a hit by Ryan Connolly of the St. Clair football team? He dropped the hammer. The Saints struggled against the Sioux Cougars in their OFC final or semifinal. That's okay, though. A bad week of practice translated on the field. They are now laser-focused after that one and will host the Hamilton Hurricanes for the championship Saturday at Acumen Stadium.
Yeah, definitely. Like yesterday, we had a very, very good practice, and that was very important for the beginning of the week. So, plan on having a really good practice tonight, really good practice tomorrow, then really good walkthrough on Friday. Then we should be ready for Saturday.
Okay, so Bob, let's talk the Windsor Spitfires, the defenseman that we have leading OHL in scoring.
Yeah, this is something we haven't seen since 2011 with Ryan Ellis, who was a star defenseman back in the day. That's right, a defenseman leading the OHL in scoring. Carson Woodall, 15 points, no goals. He tried really hard last weekend to get his first goal of the season, driving hard to the net, but he ended up getting an assist on Jack Nesbitt's goal in overtime in that loss against Oshawa. He's the only defenseman in the top 20 in scoring in the OHL. Woodall has had 3 goals and 38 assists in 66 games last season.
Kind of crazy, kind of focused on winning, more happy about the Spitfires being at the top of the standings list than I am with the stats list. So as long as we're winning, it doesn't matter if I have 0-10 or 15-10. So yeah, I mean, just happy about how the season's going so far.
And the season is going well so far. The Spits are 9-1-1, which is the tops in the Ontario Hockey League. Liam Greentree, J.C. Lemieux, and John McLaughlin have been out of the lineup. Greentree returns for a from a 3-game suspension, for a home-and-home series against the Sarnia Sting this weekend.
3 top 9 forwards. It's, credit to our guys and our depth that we've been able to keep going and get a huge point there. Obviously, Greentree's our captain and leading scorer, so it'll be nice to get him back Saturday.
Now, here's a fun one coming up this weekend for boxing fans. Central Park Athletics is hosting the provincial championships this weekend, starting tomorrow. Saturday night will be the featured return of Rosalind Canty, who is now living and going to school in Scotland.
When I'm in Scotland, I'm very homesick. I miss my family and my dog.
Rosalind Canty is back home at Border City Boxing, getting ready for the provincial championships. She left this summer to Scotland for Teachers College.
It's a 2-year program here and a 1-year program over there. So I did my 3-year program for concurrent ed here, and then I switched over, and now I'm doing my 1 year there. So in 6 months, I'll be a teacher.
Scotland is known for many things, including Highland cows, which is on Canty's bucket list.
I really want to go to the Highlands because I want to see some cows.
Canty wants to pet some Highland cows while channeling that Highland grit. Canty has been hitting the books and boxing to stay sharp and strong. Her coach, Andre Georges, feels the Scottish influence has helped her.
Even though we've taught her that before, she heard it from him. It's like something different, right? Hearing it from someone's voice. So it's always good to have other coaches somewhere else, right?
I'm really blessed, really lucky to be able to do that, to go over to Scotland to get my degree and while still boxing and training and getting better in boxing and in school.
Canty is halfway through the Olympic cycle, and a win Saturday night in the final will help keep her moving in the right direction.
She's already jumped to that next level, and now she's got to stay here, and boom, in 2 years, for sure, she's going to be in the Olympics, 100%.
And finally tonight, it's the Toronto Blue Jays trying to avoid falling into a deep hole in Seattle. They trail the ALCS 2-0. Stefanie, time for the Jays to get on the horse.
Okay, what are your predictions?
I'm predicting I'm going to become a Tigers fan again. Listen, they're Canada's team. They have to pull one off. I mean, come on. Tigers took them to 5. The Jays have to win at least 1 game in this series. Come on.
Okay, Bob Belichico on the sidelines tonight. Thank you, Bob.
This is your CTV Windsor Our Community Calendar. Join us October the 23rd at Realtor Park for a magical 3-kilometer walk under the stars to support women and children experiencing intimate partner violence. 100% of proceeds benefit Hiatus House. See you next time on Our Community.
It's time to check in on what's happening now with Melanie Kettner. Now, Melanie, returning to our top story, a major announcement by Stellantis.
That's right, Stefanie. The company is moving Jeep Compass production from Brampton, Ontario to Belvedere, Illinois. All 3,000 Brampton employees have been laid off while the factory was retooled for the Jeep Compass. But they are now losing that vehicle. In order to fulfill their collective agreement with Unifor, Stellantis needs to bring a product in here that will get it up to 3 shifts. One auto analyst says it might be a crossover going into Brampton, but it would have to be a popular product for Stellantis to fulfill that requirement. Meantime, the union wishes they could tell their members that the Brampton product, what it will be.
Now, they've announced today and even last night in the column all to the members from Brampton that they have plans for Brampton. They have not shared that with us. We are asking for that information. We're going to hopefully have a meeting soon with them again.
Our online coverage includes the entire statement by Stellantis about Windsor Assembly. You'll find it at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
And Melanie, we also have an online story about an alleged stunt driver in Tecumseh.
Yes, we do. A 20-year-old woman has been charged after OPP say she was going over double the speed limit. She was pulled over at 11:30 yesterday morning on Highway 3 in Tecumseh. Police say she was going 163 kilometers per hour in an 80 zone. The vehicle was impounded for 14 days and her driver's license has been suspended for 30 days. And in our social spotlight, a video from an animal removal company has gone viral.
All right, buddy, hang on.
Oh boy, over the weekend, this chubby raccoon was stuck and needed a little help to get out of a hole at a house in London. A worker from Forest City Wildlife Control gives the critter a rope and gently pulls it out. The company says the video has been viewed online over 12 million times. Stefanie.
I am not surprised. Poor little guy. He didn't look like, oh, sorry, we just watched him fall to the ground. That looked like it hurt. It didn't look like he was struggling too bad when he was stuck in the ceiling, but that fall I just saw there, pretty hard.
Don't worry. He's okay. He's okay. That's the good news.
That's good. So if viewers at home have a video they want to send you, how can they do it?
Yeah, they can email us at newsnow@bellmedia.ca or text it to 10400.
Hauntingly Canadian, a moose, a mountie, and skeletons playing hockey. When we return, a Halloween display with a political twist.
The latest news to start your day.
Interviews, conversations with the top officials, the difference makers, and personalities in Windsor, Essex.
Only on Windsor, Essex #1 morning show.
It's Mornings with Mike and Meg on AM 800.
That looks very refreshing. We had sunshine, the water trailing away.
Yeah, beautiful day outside for the most part. Things are going to cool down, as you and I have been talking about. Let's take a look at our 7-day forecast, courtesy of Enercare. Experts at home, sunshine for tomorrow, but it's the overnight under a clear sky that drops to about 4 degrees Celsius before dawn tomorrow morning. Friday is still up in the air. Could see some showers in the morning. We'll know more for the 11. The weekend warms up 21 and fair for Saturday, Sunday 16, cooler but showery, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, mid to upper teens anticipated with increasing cloudiness. That's a look at your 7-day forecast.
Okay, thank you, Gary. Sanjay, some very important discussions happening at Essex County Council tonight.
Yeah, that's right, Stephanie. Another busy night for our Robert Lothian. He's heading, as you mentioned, to Essex County Council, where the region is responding to longtime concerns over staffing, particularly when it comes to EMS, by potentially adding a number of full-time positions. Also tonight, a forum for candidates in the Ward 2 by-election. That's in Windsor's West End. Participating candidates will be asked questions drawn at random from advanced submissions. We'll check into that as well.
Okay, thank you. Leaving our viewers tonight talking about one woman's front yard Halloween display this year. It's celebrating her favorite day with a patriotic message. Here's CTV's Adam Sawatsky.
Stefanie Roy is preparing for her most wonderful time of the year.
I would actually put up a Halloween Christmas tree if that was just me.
But there's David, who Stefanie started dating despite their one major difference.
I am the queen of Halloween and he is the king of Christmas.
But that didn't stop David from setting up the lights to showcase her ever-changing Halloween displays, which range from skeletons cast as cowboys round the campfire to Jimmy Buffett performing Margaritaville.
He just loves to see the weird things that come out of my head.
Loves her so much he agreed to dress up as a zombie cowboy. That year she decided to be a zombie bride.
And I said, well, I'm never going to get married, so this will be my only wedding dress.
So you can imagine how surprised Stefanie was to find out David had spent almost a year planning the perfect proposal.
All of our friends were like, oh.
which was followed by celebrating the Halloween after their wedding with an I Do display.
As presents now, most girls get, flowers, jewelry. I get skeletons.
And this Halloween, Stefanie is bending those skeletons' elbows up.
I've kind of thought about all of the things that make Canada, Canada.
She started creating a true North Strong display with a moose and a Mountie before staging the skeletons in a game of shinny hockey.
As you can see, we have game on, we have cards.
And instead of playing with any old puck, we have the skeletons shooting one particular pumpkin.
We have a Trumpkin.
While a president and a prime minister are looking to score political points in a trade war, with this display, the Queen of Halloween and the King of Christmas are proving that we can respect our differences and find creative common ground.
He's turning to the dark side, and I have swayed to the Christmas. I like the Grinch.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Mill Bay.
That Trumpkin having a nice flow going on there.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen so many displays of solidarity. That is definitely one of the more unique ones, for sure.
Yes. I don't even know what to say about the wedding.
I know you don't like Halloween. You're not a fan of Halloween.
I mean, it's okay. It's just...
it's a fun political twist.
Well, yeah, I guess. When I was a kid, I dressed up as Darth Vader because I love Star Wars, so that's my little Halloween story.
Sounds like fun. I'm sure we all had some crazy characters growing up. On behalf of our dedicated team here at CTV News Windsor, thank you for watching.
For updates throughout the evening, go to ctvnewswindsor.ca.
And we'll be back with your only late local newscast at 11.
I think I was a bride.